For let me take you to the criminal court one. Yesterday, there is a case involving Rafmof Energy, Rafmof Gold, I beg your pardon, where together with some 6 others have been charged for smuggling gold and 100 kilograms, valued 100 million Ghana cedis. You note that since we had the gold board into the system, the law was passed. It means that if you are trading in gold, there are certain steps that you ought to take. It is being said that these people or these accused persons did not follow the right channel and they were smuggling gold. So sometime this year, when the law came to being, they were found allegedly infringing upon the law, where they were smuggling gold from Takwa to Accra, and somewhere at Winneba, they were caught and arraigned at the High Court. In fact, yesterday, when the case was called, earlier, 4 of them have appeared and then pleaded not guilty. The remaining 3 are being sought. There are 7 in all. 2 of them, when they had their lawyers, they managed to turn themselves in to the police. Investigations were dealt with, granted police inquiry bail. Yesterday, they were also arraigned before the court and their plea were taken. So all the 6 of them who had their pleas taken, the court granted them bail in the sum of 50 million Ghana cedis each, with 2 sureties, 1 to be justified. And of course, the court is saying that they should report to the police or the case investigator once any other day. And so that is how this very one ended yesterday at the criminal court 1, presided over by Justice Ruby Aite. So the next time they are coming to court, they will be in court on November 7, 2025. In this case, Deputy Attorney General Dr. GHOne and some led the team from the state Attorney General's office to prosecute this one. Of course, lawyer Paul Asibi Abariga and some other lawyers also represented the accused persons in relation to this very matter. So sometime into, if you look at the bail sum of all the 6 of them, 300 million Ghana cedis in combined, that's the combined bail sum. One of the, in fact, the owner or the leader of the company, Rafmof Gold Limited, is at large, and so he is being sought after. So that's one of the cases that took place. Then, yesterday I was talking to you about the Ofanko landlord who is standing trial for allegedly killing his tenant, Nana Kankam, yesterday before Justice Marie Louise Simmons. That case also came to vote. So why you note that before the legal vacation, this issue about the jury on strike and all of that, just before the legal vacation, cases that were pending, old cases, stalled, except the new one, the one that we talk about, the jury reform that you had the interview with the justices here. Those set of jurors, they were working, but the old ones who were in the system, they were on strike because they had issues with their allowances. The good news is that they are back in action, and yesterday they were present, but just that they had to take additional dates to ensure that at the next time when the case is called, prosecution will continue with their witnesses. So these were the 2 major cases that came to the fore. But coming up today, one of the cases that we are looking at, and yesterday there was an update in relation to what were National Signals Bureau, the 49.1 million Ghana cedis case, where Kwabena Edu Boahin, the wife Angela J. Boateng, Mildred Donko, and of course Advantage Solutions, they were before the court. And that particular case, the 4 of them are facing 11 counts, which cumulated into 7 main charges, including stealing and, of course, willfully causing financial loss to the state. Prosecution is calling 3 witnesses. The very first of the witnesses in the box facing cross-examination. And yesterday, there is an update. And, Director, let me show you something on the screen about what is coming from the Office of the Attorney General by way of an action that they have taken to say that the third accused person in the matter, Mildred Donko, charges against her has been withdrawn. So there you go. So yesterday, 16th of October 2025 at 3 p.m., the Office of the Attorney General filed this particular notice of withdrawal from prosecution. And the indication is that the third accused person, Amihere Donkor, who is facing 2 charges or 2 counts of the offenses, is withdrawn from the charge. What is clear is that officially the court will be notified today because the case is coming up today and a decision will be taken. And once the AG or the state has withdrawn charges against Amihere Donkor, we are being told that he'll be used as one of the witnesses that will testify in this matter. So it's one of the things that we should keep an eye on. Then the National Service ghost names. Yesterday, I did indicate that case was coming up. But of course, it has to be deferred to today. So today we expect Gifty or Mensah to come to court and respond to the 5 counts. Then Osei Sibe Entry, the former executive director, will also be in court to respond to the 14 counts of charges or 14 counts of the offenses that have been leveled against him. So these are the things that we should be expecting from the court. It's going to be a very busy day. Edubu Ahene will come to court. Osei Sibe Entry will be coming to court. And of course, Gifty or Mensah. So these are the issues that we have for you by way of court today, this morning.
Thank you very much, Murtala. We're grateful. Stay with me. I'll bring you the newspapers very shortly, but sports before. All right. Jones is here with sports. Jones, how are you?
I'm all right. Good morning.
Good morning. How are your friends and your family members?
We are all fine, by the grace of God, yes.
What have you got for us?
Well, yesterday we launched the Super Volleyball Championship, and we put together a report for you. It was a beautiful one. The Chief Director of the Ministry of Sports and Recreation was here. The Chairman of the Parliamentary Select Committee on Sports and Recreation and Culture and Youth, Honorable Ernest Nogbe, was also here. And then, of course, the volleyball athletes were here. But then our boss, Bolare, was also here. So this is a report of what you missed out on when the Super Volleyball Championship was launched yesterday.
The atmosphere at the launch was filled with excitement as Kratos SE officially unveiled the 2025 Super Volleyball Championship, scheduled for November 16th to 23rd. At the launch, the CEO of Kratos SE, Mohamed Aputiog, says this year's Super Volleyball Championship will feature teams from Nigeria, Benin, and Burkina Faso, making it a truly West African competition.
They will compete not only for cash prizes, medals, and national prestige, but also for regional bragging rights, as we proudly welcome teams from Nigeria, Benin, and Burkina Faso. And I say this, SVC 2025 is not just Ghana's tournament, it is now a truly West Africa affair. But before the action begins on the court, we will energize the community through a lineup of exciting pre-events. Let me assure you that the SAC Super Volleyball Championship 2025 will deliver more than just matches. It will deliver moments, memories, and momentum for our sport. With your support, we are not just organizing another tournament. We are building a movement, forging a partnership, and we are leaving behind a legacy.
EIB Network CEO Bolare described this year's Super Volleyball Championship as more than just a tournament, calling it a celebration of dreams and determination.
For 2025, the Super Volleyball Championship is not just another tournament. It's a celebration of dreams. If you ask me, it's about dreams, discipline, and determination. And here at EIB, and through our sports brand, EIB Sports, we have a mission. Our mission has always been clear: to shine the light on every corner of Ghanaian sports, especially those disciplines that are least funded, yet filled with incredible talent and heart. And I dare say volleyball is one of those beautiful stories.
Madame Wilhelmina Asamoah, Chief Director of the Ministry for Sports and Recreation, says this year's tournament will serve as a powerful tool to engage the youth, inspire excellence on and off the court.
Beyond the competition, this championship aims to elevate volleyball to a premier sport, create career opportunities for players, coaches, and referees, and strengthen regional ties through cross-border participation. Ladies and gentlemen, the impact of the Super Volleyball Championship extends far beyond the game. It serves as a powerful tool to engage our youth, inspire excellence on and off the court, and nurture character, teamwork, and leadership among Ghanaians, and developing the next generation of champions.
Meanwhile, Chairman of the Parliamentary Select Committee on Youth and Sports, Ernest Nogbe, delivered the keynote address.
Institutionalization of the Super Volleyball Championship as an annual event since the year 2021 is a commendable accomplishment that has aided the development of volleyball from the grassroots to the West African stage. I therefore commend the instrumentality of Kratos SE and the Ghana Volleyball Federation in birthing this vision some 4 years ago, which will culminate in top-performing clubs from Ghana, Nigeria, Cote d'Ivoire, and Burkina Faso participating in this year's volleyball championship, slated from 16th to 23rd November 2025.
The 2025 Super Volleyball Championship is expected to bring together top players from Ghana, Nigeria, Benin, and Burkina Faso. Organizers believe the championship will elevate Ghana's profile in West African volleyball while inspiring the next generation of players.
So from the 16th to the 23rd of November at the Boteman Sports Complex, we bring you live coverage of the Super Volleyball Championship. Let's head to the Black Queens, where the fixtures for their World AFCON qualifiers have been released. They take on Egypt, and let's see the games and the dates that they will be playing them. They will travel away, first of all, before coming back home, and there you see the games for. So the 23rd of October, the Black Queens will be in action against their counterpart from Egypt before returning home on the 28th day of October. So let's see how it goes for the Black Queens. And then here's the squad list put together by Coach Kim Lass, the likes of Cynthia Conlan, all in the Chantel Boy Holoka, all have been called back into the Black Stars, the setup. Stella Nyameche all gaining call up in there. And the Ghana Premier League does continue. Media take on Samatex Dreams play Nations FC. Brekum Chelsea take on Hearts of Oak. There's Bechim United against Vision. Hoko United face Aduana. So Draw Blacks take on Basake All Stars. Gold Stars play Bando Heart of Lions. 11 Wonders would face Karela United. And finally, Kumasi Asante Kotoko would be in action this weekend when they welcome the Wydad Athletic Club in the second round of the Confederations Cup. And I wish them all the best. Let's see how it does go for Kumasi Asante Kotoko this weekend. And hopefully at the Accra Sports Stadium they get a win before going away to face the African Giants in the Confederations Cup in there. Right, that should do it.
That should be what? Right.
That should do it. That should do it. Like
Thank you very much. Thank you, Jones. Don't mind me. Thank you. Jones Saji with Sports Charts. It's now time to tell you what's on the papers. The Daily Graphic, United Party resurrects, aims to transform economy, politics. And Ghana Port and Harbours Authority touts 24-hour economy gains at ports. Economy on track to exit IMF program, BOG governor. And BOG Iyoko cracked down on 400 illegal online lenders. And so that's it for the Daily Graphic. The Ghanaian Times newspaper, ahead of the 2028 elections, Alan unveils United Party adopts adopts Ghana first as motto. Okay. Government distributes 500,000 birds to boost food security, and killer of Drapa Dubai CEO handed life imprisonment. Ghana's economy expands by 4.5% in July. That's according to the Ghana Statistical Service. And 2024 state ownership report shows mixed performance, need for sustained reforms, and enhanced accountability. Daily Guide. Gold exports peak to $8 billion. Court adjourns Daddy Lumba funeral case to October 28. Alan Cash forms United Party. And KGL makes millions for NLA. 5 injured in soldiers' Manso Nyankumasi residents clash. Okay. The Chronicle newspaper, Alan Cash's UP takes off. Mohammed's gold board performing wonders as small-scale gold exports hit a staggering $8 billion. Telecel Ghana refutes misleading claims over 80 Ghana deal. And the new weekend crusading guide, Telecel shoots down discordant claims about Ghana, clarifies role in supporting telco after sites shut down. As Ablakwa groups, 2,470 Ghanaians face deportation and are currently locked in ICE deportation centers. Afienya police under flags. Bosman family accuses commander of scheming with rival families. And finally, the Informer newspaper, NPP Standard Bearer Contest, reward my sacrifices, Baumia to delegates, and 9 SOEs make consistent profits, this according to SIGA. Government pledges to deepen collaboration with private schools, and KGL is NLA's financial backbone. UN raises alarm over lapses in Ghana's food supply chain. I said that was final, but this is actually the final newspaper. The Custodian newspaper, Okoboy demands updates on Agenda 111 projects. NPP has no reason to drop Baumia for 2028. That's according to Nana Kumia. Ablakwa runs propaganda abroad while 2,470 Ghanaians face U.S. deportation. Small-scale gold export hit over $8 billion in 2025. This is according to Gold Board, and KGL makes millions to sustain NLA. Train more journalists in disability reporting. Dr. Bomfer to journalism schools. And that's it for the newspaper. Stay with me after the break. My guest will join me. We'll get into the conversation. This Yes, you're welcome back to the show. This is GH Today. I am Serwaa Amihere. And it's time for the breakfast review. Today is Friday, so we can review as we like to call it. Yeah, I'm joined not by politicians, but by my colleague journalists. And I have two colleagues. I have lawyer colleagues and I have journalist colleagues. So my colleague journalists, but of course, they're all my seniors as well. Ibrahim Al-Hassan is the head of current affairs here at the EIB Network. Ibrahim, good morning. Audu Mahama is the managing editor of the Custodian newspaper. Audu, good morning.
Good morning.
And Elvis Darko is the managing editor of the News Center newspaper. Mr. Darko, good morning.
Good morning.
Great. You're all welcome to the show. Let's start with some politics, right? So yesterday, Alan Tremantin, formerly of the NPP, launched his own party, UP Plus. Because I thought I saw UP this morning. I'm seeing UP Plus, so I guess it's UP Plus. I wasn't there, but let's listen to Alan Tremantin.
The great transformational plan which we developed under the movement for change and which has been widely acknowledged all over the world. All over the world. If you get the chance to read the GTP, you make sure that the United Party becomes the next government in Ghana. If you look at the GTP, it is not just a question of forming a new party, but the policy initiatives that we have espoused are relevant today and will be relevant tomorrow. Stabilizing the macroeconomy is very important. And when we talk about stabilizing the macroeconomy, we are also looking at reducing our debt levels. People don't realize that we have not even started paying our debt. 2026 to 2028, that is when the debt burden will start showing. But on industrial development, we will prioritize the development of the 10 strategic anchor industries that we have listed in the GTP, and with the vision that Africa, by 2040, that Ghana will become the new manufacturing hub for Africa.
I didn't particularly get the announcements, but I heard UP. So, well, UP Plus, a new party has been launched. Alan Tremantin. What do you mean by who launched it? Didn't you just watch the video?
But what I heard, the reason why I asked, I heard him say United Party. I didn't hear United Party Plus.
Okay, whatever it is. Yes, it was used interchangeably. So even some newspapers this morning. What you are asking me? Am I a member of the party?
Rhetorical question.
Am I a member of the party? How do?
No, rhetorical question. I was only asking whether the party is registered at the Electoral Commission.
And the chairman, if I'm right, the chairman of the party is Boniface Abubakar. And yesterday, in delivering his speech, he said that the NPP sacked them, and now they're asking them to come back and granting amnesty. They will not come back. Now they are members of United Party or United Party Plus, whichever way. What do you care? What is your problem? Whether it is United Party or United Party Plus, how does it affect you as a member of the NPP?
No, it affects my discussion. Okay. If it is UP, I will know what to say. If it is United Plus, I will know what to say. So now I'm confused. I cannot use interchangeably. That's why I asked what was registered at the Electoral Commission. You don't know. None of us is aware. So that's my difficulty. Well, how do I discuss
Let me check if they are on social media.
Yes.
But in the meantime, start.
Oh, am I the one starting?
Yes.
Okay, no problem. Let me say, Serwaa, congratulations to you for the defeat you have being called to the bar. The newest, one of the newest in town.
Yes.
Now I know that when I'm talking, I have some backing.
Now somebody who I can consult as a lawyer.
Yes.
Having said that, United Party, United Plus Party.
Well, I see Hobson Adoye's social media page, and his caption is UP is born today. So he keeps tagging UP. And I mean, Hobson, I don't know his new position in the UP, but we all know that he's a very close associate of Alan Tremanting, was present there, has even posted the daily graphic. So, Banini, can we have the daily graphic front page?
Yes.
Because he posts this on his social media page, that which reads that United Party resurrects. It doesn't add plus, but maybe there's a plus. So that's your answer.
Okay, me, I'm going to use United Party. I'm not. I don't know any plus. Maybe we'll soon get. I know maybe it's learning from journalists, or from newspapers, and new independent, new independent, and all that. But I see, the reason why I ask whether it's United Party or United Party Plus is, can anybody get up today and say that forming a party called United Gold Coast Convention? Can anybody get up and say that I'm forming? Can anybody get up and say that I am forming United Party or National Liberating Movement or new?
I'm going to have to let IB take over. Your microphone has a problem. I'm sorry.
All right.
Ibrahim.
Okay, so the newspaper you asked for, Daily Graphic, that's the one that has been projected. Yes, of course. So it talks about United Party. But I understand why the two names are used interchangeably. It's because of what happened yesterday on the same platform. Kabiru Mahama was on News Tonight, and I'm talking about Member of Parliament for Wale Wale, who said that the MPP might consider heading to the courts to challenge the decision by the Alan and his camp to use the name UP, because UP is fundamental to the NPP. When you hear UP tradition, you obviously know that we are talking about the antecedents of the New Patriotic Party. And so I can understand why the Movement for Change people, Alan and his camp, decided to add plus, because I've seen equally other media houses report with a plus. So if you go to court, as Dr. Kabiru Mahama indicated, then the argument will be that, no, this is not your UP. This is UP plus. That's somebody's decision to coin a headline to suit the editorial policy. You cannot hold Alan Tremanting responsible for how Daily Graphics editor decided to coin his headline, right? So let's put that one aside. But I want to look at the substantive issue. Yes, it's been a long time coming on this platform. Solomon Owusu and Richard Suma and many other Movement for Change members who appeared on this segment, the Breakfast Review segment, indicated that they were moving from movement to a political party. And so yesterday, that happened. They say they are seeking to break the duopoly. Sorry to burst the bubble, but on this platform, and I followed politics for a while, I tell you it will take a very long time for anybody to be able to dislodge NDC and MPP. And that's because there's a deliberate, conscious action from both sides. So as we speak today, we have NDC's version of CPP, we have MPP's version of CPP, we have NDC's version of PNC, we have MPP's version of PNC. Because if you belong to any smaller party, you have to play ball with the big boys. Otherwise, a kombi is simple. It's simple.
Right.
So, and then sometimes you even need funding from them. And I tell you this with all authority, that the smaller parties seek for funding from these bigger parties. And they show up for them when it matters. At IPAC meetings, they will watch, okay, which position is NDC tilted towards? Okay, let's support that position. Which position is MPP tilted towards? Okay, because of our alliance, let's tilt towards that position. That's what happens in this country. Now, so it will take a while for us to have a third force. Even when we had a political party or a movement that had a name force, it didn't have any force. And I'm talking about the new force. Yes, we felt that was something that was going to at least pose a threat to the duopoly. It didn't happen. Cheddar did virtually nothing, okay? Well, he did enough to dislodge all the others and place third. But in the scheme of things, what does that mean?
Yeah.
That's the point. So, yes, it's good. We welcome the new UP Plus. They will add onto the numbers. Policy-wise, you heard him talk about his GTP agenda. The last time I saw him publicly, he was handing over that booklet to President Mahama to implement.
What do you mean?
Oh, so...
But that's true.
No, yeah, so...
He gave the document to President Mahama.
Yes, to implement.
But he's outlining the same policies.
Yes. So maybe after Mahama's implementation, he will come and continue.
Right.
Yes, so probably that would be the idea. Right. Why you laugh?
For third party.
Yes. So one thing is this. If they are going to advance policy positions, I'm all for it. The job we do, we need divergent opinions. We need people to hold parties in power accountable. We need alternative solutions. Elsewhere, we have cabinet ministers in opposition. We have shadow ministers in opposition. So as we have Kwabena Minta-Akando as health minister, the MPP will have its own shadow health minister who will be critiquing policies and their implementation relative to the sector. Elsewhere, that's what happens. And I think moving forward, if you have that, we will be able to cut down on a lot of the noise. You can have policy position, good criticism about policies and their implementation, and the country will be better off for it. So, we welcome the new force, the new UP Plus. But then I'm also aware that all the members there indeed were from the NPP. The NPP granted an amnesty. Yes, I agree that the amnesty did not cover them because they needed to take steps because they walked away from the party. They needed to take steps to return. Many of them, if not all of them, did not take steps. It's only one gentleman, Benjamin, who was more or less like an aide to Alan Shermartin, who went to Australia to further his education, who about a month ago decided to return to the MPP. He's the only one from the Movement for Change that has moved back to the NPP. He had his own reasons why he's moved back. He said his interests will better be served with the NPP. The NPP's interests or the UP tradition will better be served with the NPP rather than any other movement. Now, as to whether Alan's breaking away from the NPP caused the party in 2024, it's difficult to tell numerically. Because you cannot tell me that if you look at the numbers, the magnitude of the defeat that the MPP suffered, you cannot tell me that if Alan has stayed, that could have undone the deficit and the MPP will have won power. You can't tell me that. No, I cannot beat my chest as a student of politics and say that if Alan has stayed, MPP will have won. I also, as a student of politics, will not tell you that by way of political messaging, Alan's exit did not arm the opposition then. It armed the NDC with political messaging that the NPP was in disarray. It could not put its house in order.
Absolutely.
And you cannot underestimate the political implications of that. Even though, by way of vote, yes, maybe Alan, and of course you can count about 5 of them. So Alan, Boniface, Yabo Abian Samoa, the former General Secretary, Nana Heninto, Alan himself, his household, and many others. Yes, but MPP didn't lose with even 1,000 votes. MPP lost with huge margins. But like I said, in 2000, NDC suffered the same fate. When Obeda Samoa and Gusitano and Co. decided to break away to form the Reform Party. After it's all said and done, they are back to the base. Gusitano is in charge of your 24-hour economy. Okay, all of us are still 24-hour economy policy. That's Gusitano, right? Obeda Samoa came back to the NDC before the NDC won power. So don't rule out the fact that tomorrow UP might return to the base and then go back to the NPP. But as it stands now, it says it's a political party. It is willing to play in the same arena. I just don't see any third force in this country in a very long while. Probably not when we are alive, to be honest with you. And that's because of the deliberate efforts of the NDC and the MPP in ensuring that they are the movers and shakers of the political arena. And they will consume and subdue any other party. And I don't see that changing.
Mr. Dako.
Hello. Congratulations, sir. It's not easy. Talk to people, say, Charlie, going to law school there.
You're right.
You read day and night. So me personally, I'm not attracted to do anything about law. I like where I am.
Good to know.
Well, that is not easy.
Thank
Look,
you.
sometimes I ask people what really informs decisions they make. As IB pointed out, heavyweights like Obeda Samoa, Nana Konado Ajman Rollins, with Papa Rollins being alive. Aka Kensi Aka, Gozi Tandos, and many big wigs have formed political parties in this country. It got nowhere. Business magnate, Papa Kwesi Ndu, formed a political party in this country. It got nowhere. It's sad that, for me, if I were Alan and supporters, we would not even try what has been done, if you ask me. Because Alan has been in politics. In this Fourth Republic, Alan has been a popular figure in the scheme of things. He's left NPP and says he's going to do a competition. Cheddar just joined the political fray, okay? Not known in the Fourth Republic until the last elections. At the end of the elections, Cheddar beat Alan, right?
Huge margin.
Cheddar had more votes than Alan. That simple act should be the end of movement for change. And for the younger ones that are in movement for change, I think that they have to think twice. Alan and Ohinite, they are old. They are leaving the scene. And I don't think that if you're a young person, you have to follow them. Let the data and science guide you. That if Alan, considered as a heavyweight in Ghana politics in this Fourth Republic, goes into a national elections, and Cheddar, who has not been in the political space until the last election, showed up, and Cheddar was able to beat Alan in a national election, it means that Alan in the political state of things is no longer relevant. And I don't see why a young person will not be guided by these statistics to say that, look, the claim was that Alan was loved by people. Even the people who are not NPP people loved Alan. And that is why he felt that if he's the candidate of NPP, he's the best to be the candidate. Then the Alan that we are told that Ghanaians love him, even people who are not NPP loved him, stands for a national election. And this is not like a delegate election. You say somebody has pulled somebody's hands. This is a national election. So where are the figures of all those who are said to have loved Alan outside the NPP? That Cheddar, who came from outside, has been able to beat Alan in a general election. If you are able to do this analysis, I will advise any young person that that is not the place to be. In fact, if you are a young person and you don't want NDC and MPP, your best bet is Cheddar. I monitored Cheddar's campaign and I monitored comments of young people on social media. They felt that what Cheddar was saying actually ties into their expectations as young people. The ones that I've listened to who actually praised Cheddar for the kind of policies he was presenting. And therefore, I think that looking at the way this generation, the Gen Zs think, and Cheddar's message, if you're a younger person and you don't want NDC MPP, if you want to join any party, I think Cheddar party is the best option for you. Any of the smaller parties is not an option for you. Because all the smaller parties, including what Alan has done, have been trying to live on past glories. This generation does not care and does not know about their past generation. Talk about UP. If you do a poll among MPP supporters today and ask them what they know about the UP tradition, you'll be surprised that majority may not even have an idea about the fundamental beliefs, idea, whatever the UP tradition stands for. In this generation, what they know is MPP, not UP. So for me, I don't know what kind of political calculations have gone into some of these things. But I am saying that from 1993 till now, no smaller political party has been able to make any meaningful impact in any elections in this country. If you look at the last election, put the vote of all, even the smaller parties, including Cheddar, and ask what was the percentage votes. So for me, I think there can only be a third force if somebody comes up with an idea that the Gen Zs will easily associate with and say, we think that this idea by this person is what actually we, the Gen Z, stands for, and they move to his side. But until then, nothing in the system shows that there's going to be any significant move to any smaller party side. And therefore, I'm surprised that they even chose the name UP. I'm surprised that they think that they can choose UP and they can use it and they can gain credit for it over MPP. I think that, if you ask me my assessment, I think they got everything wrong. And as I said, if I were Alan, or I was advising Alan, at the end of the 2024 election, I would just have told him that you are either going back to the MPP or you are out and sitting somewhere. Because for Cheddar, in the Fourth Republic, who has not contested any elections, and Cheddar has not even gone through any primaries in his own party, he just came and said, I'm moving this party, I want to do this and that and that. And the national elections, Cheddar was able to beat Alan Kyerematen. That is a big message to you that the Alan brand and everything Ghana politics today is no longer as strong as it should be in the past. And therefore, going ahead to launch a political party, I can only say they will join the smaller parties, just as we know. But if you're a younger person in this country and you think NPP and NDC are not options for you, I think that based on what Cheddar has done in the last elections, if you critically analyze his messages and you do a study of it, probably you can come up with a better message that will even make you, that younger person's campaign messages better. And you see, if young people decide to take the style of Cheddar and run even as independent candidate, possibility that they could even make more inroads than some of the incumbent MPs we have is there. So for me, I think that launching a political party is your right. You have to do it, and you do it the way you believe. But in my assessment of the movement for change performance in the last election, and all the things we've been made to believe that Alan is loved by Ghanaians, many who are not MPP loved Alan. Yet they went to the polls, and the people we claim loved him so much did not find it important to vote for him. And they actually decided that Cheddar should come ahead of Alan in a general election. I think that if I were advising Alan, or I was part of Movement for Change, that would be the end of my association with Movement for Change, because clearly Ghanaians have shown in the polls that they don't think that Alan Kyerematen as a brand or Movement for Change or anything what you are talking about is something that is attractive to them. And for me, as I said, my opinion is coming from the results of the 2024 general elections. And I think that if you make a scientific decision based on the data from there, you'll be better off. And I don't think that it's worth it. But they've taken their decision. And as I said, I'm only expressing my opinion, and I'm basing it on what has happened in the Fourth Republic, that no smaller political party, including the likes of Nana Konadu Agyeman-Rawlings. In fact, when Nana Konadu formed his party, I was saying that if women decide to look at what she has done with her 31st December women's movement for women across this country, and women decide to vote for Nana Konadu, she could have become a very powerful force in the political circle. However, the figures from the election did not show that the women appreciated all her work that she has done to support them. Because there's any single woman in this country that has fought for women, has done something for women, no woman in this country comes close to Nana Korede Rollins. If you look at the 31st December Women's Movement, you go to rural areas and small economic projects that support women. 31st December Women's Movement has done it for them. But it didn't reflect in an election. And therefore, I think that we have to look at things differently. Scientific data should guide our steps as a people. And if a young person, I think that you have to let the data back you from all smaller parties, including the performance of Movement or Change in the last election, and realize that it's not going to be anything significant that will change the political landscape of this country.
Yes.
I started by asking the question whether it's United Party or United Party Plus. Because I don't know the status of that party, I'll leave it there. And when I know what it stands for, whether it is United Party or United Plus, then I'll come and speak to that. Having said that, I was here some time ago, just after the 2024 general election, when you interviewed Dr. Atta Kennedy about the performance of Alan Kyerematen and his way forward for him. And if I remember, what he said was that if he, Atta Kennedy, were Alan, he would just throw in the towel and say enough is enough. Based on the performance, that abysmal performance that he got, with all the vaunted this thing that he said he is, that popularity that he claims he has in the country, and the performance that he chalked, the success that, let me say success, the votes that he garnered, I think Atta Kennedy that he would be better off being a statesman than be a politician. And I totally agree with him. Look, I think Alan and his group are just troublemakers. They are troublemakers. They are there just to worry MPP, and that's what they think. And I think that that's all it is about this United Party. Why they will even think of forming a party called United Party, knowing that that's the antecedent of the New Patriotic Party. That's where the United Party, the MPP, is coming from. And you have people who are coming from, who have left MPP, and they decide that they still want to tie the umbilical cord to that tradition. And yet they call themselves independent, they want to move away. I just simply do not understand. With all the names in this world, that they can use to form a political party, they still want to tie themselves to the UP tradition. If they are not spoilers, they are not troublemakers, what will be the objective? Look, it is the same Alan who in 2023, when he formed this movement for change, he was asked whether he would it will be better off transforming that into a political party. This was what he said. He said, Ghana needs a transformational leader, not a political party, Alan Kyerematen. If you go to GHOne, that was what he said in November 2023. Ghana needs a transformational leader, not a political party. I think this transformational leadership that he sent to the UP, to the movement, did not work. Now he is retracting, he is retreating, and saying that now I need a political party. And the political party that he needs to form is still to tie himself to the tradition that he's quitting. You saw some write-up by one of his loyalists that UP is resurrected. UP is resurrected. Which UP are we talking about? It means that UP that they belong to died, and they are resurrecting it. Fine. They are just there. And if you watch the launch that they did, you are coming out as an opposition party, and there's a government in power. You don't say anything about the performance of the government. Therefore, you proffer alternatives against that government, the ideas of that government. All you do is still continue to attack the political party that you are coming from. That is not in power. That party is now in opposition. struggling like you to also win power. Why would you concentrate all your energy, all your mind on that party that you have left if you are not a troublemaker? I see my colleagues have said it here. It's much ado about nothing. Look, I think that the performance of Alan Kojo in the 2024 general election actually showed that nationally he's been overhyped. He's not somebody that Ghanaians thinks. Ghanaians don't think about him the way he thinks of himself. Yes, if they did, he would not have performed that way. Like both colleagues said, if Cheddar, I didn't even know Cheddar. When he put this stealth force thing, we didn't know the person behind it, or the mask. The man was even masked. Nobody knew him. He was even masked. He unmasked just a few weeks to the election. And yet he was able to beat somebody whose face has been there for all these years since 1992. Alan got about 32,000 votes. Cheddar got about 84,000 or so votes. Look at the difference. Somebody who just unmasked a few weeks to elections. You have been there all these years. You think you are popular. You leave MPP and win political power. You left. And this is your performance. Now, when you yourself said Ghana needs a transformational leader and not a political party, now you have abandoned that and formed a party. It's good for him. Let him continue with his party. And people say that Alan, I prayed many this thing ago. People disagree with me. I think that MPP was better off without Alan. Look, sometimes, and all the people who have left with him, MPP better off. Some of them are just, they are either haters or they are beaming with sour grapes. So let them go. We wish them good luck in their new political party. And if anybody said that it is Alan that made MPP to lose a 2024 general election, whether what they did contributed to the heavy loss, I do not think so. Because there were many issues. As for the Beva issues, the things they said about MPP, all that, many things have been said about MPP. Worse than that. And yet MPP won elections in this country. That was not the issue. That was not the issue. The issues were clearly defined. The issues that determined the election were clearly defined, and MPP lost. So I wish them good luck, but I don't wish them success in any election because they will not get it. Ghanaians will not give them that success. But I wish them good luck. And nobody should say that, if anybody attempts to go and beg any of these people, that those who come back to MPP. Yeah, and it's game of numbers. I will not be part of that MPP. Because, as I said, it is better off having people who are committed, people who are loyal to a cause, than having people who will rather distract you in whatever you do. Let them go. Wish them good luck. But what I'm worried is, as I said, is now they are a political party, opposition party. They should focus. They should untie the umbilical cord. They should move away from MPP. I think they are so fixated about MPP. I don't know whether it's an obsession or fixation. I think they should move away. They said they are moving away. They should leave MPP. Now they should offer alternatives with their transformational plan and everything. And leave MPP. They can criticize MPP, fine. But they should not focus on MPP because MPP is no longer in government.
Maybe the strategy to make MPP unpopular so that they will replace MPP.
No.
So attack
the strategy is to
Are you not determining their strategy for
No,
them?
the strategy we all know. Actually, they are.
How do you know? Maybe the strategy is to keep attacking MPP so MPP become unpopular.
Yes.
When MPP become unpopular, they become popular.
And they become.
MPP.
But that
is their strategy.
But that strategy, they've done it with movement. It didn't work.
But
why will you continue with something that
does
doesn't
not
work?
mean that they cannot redefine it and use it.
Let them define it, but that will not. Let them continue.
So they'll always,
But
if that is their strategy, then your call on them will not work because if their strategy is that our target is to replace MPP, So we just have to always be exposing and attacking MPP till they become so unpopular.
You replace MPP as what?
As the second biggest party in Ghana. So that MPP become
but
very
you see,
small. That's the strategy.
Massa, this is a useless strategy. Look, we just mentioned
you
people.
call it useless.
Oh, Massa. Sometimes you mention people. Look, Guzi was seen as heir apparent to Jerry Rawlings.
Yeah.
When 2000, this Swedro declaration, 1998, when Swedro declaration, is it 98 or 99?
99.
Professor Mills was declared. Guzi decided that he was quitting. Yeah. He went and formed reform. What was the outcome of that?
We all know. But Guzi was not attacking NDC. He formed his party and concentrated on his party. But this was maybe their strategy is that
I'm telling you, this is a useless strategy.
But there were others who were attacking NDC. Francis is here.
But what I'm saying, all this we are talking about, is about, look, whatever you say, what is your this thing in the policies of this country? What is your standing? As we stand, Alan's standing is that in this our national politics is that he got 32%, less than 32% in 2012 general election. That's how Ghanaians perceive him.
32% for
me. 22,000, sorry, 32,000. You see,
32% that is big.
He got 32,000 votes.
Out of almost 12 million votes.
See?
Over 12 million votes.
Oh.
So,
Charlie,
what's your point?
My point is that
in conclusion,
I am saying that they are just troublemakers. They claim they have left MPP, and yet they cannot leave MPP alone. My friend, my very good brother, is saying that it's a strategy so that they will replace MPP. Even God may not be a politician in Ghana, but God will not let this happen. God will not let this happen.
That's your prayer.
In fact, my prayer will be accepted by God. Because these people,
all right, let's move on.
Goodness.
Let's still stay on
let's
I mean, we are not really on the NPP, but we're talking around the NPP. So let's go to the NPP now.
Okay.
The chairman for the NPP Presidential Elections Committee,
yes,
Joseph Osei-Usu, who is also former First Deputy Speaker of Parliament and MP for Bekwai, has charged aspirants to focus on their messages to delegates and stop with the insults, to which Dr. Bawumia has alluded to and has agreed. Yesterday, Ibrahim and I were analyzing the candidates, not so deep, but we'll get into that certainly before the January elections, 2026. But as it stands, I mean, I think that every student of politics, political watcher, will agree when we see that the contest really is between Dr. Bawumia and Kennedy Agyapong.
Okay.
Do you agree? Or you think otherwise?
In politics, yeah, I agree.
Or anything can happen.
I agree.
You haven't changed camps, switched camps, have you?
Me, I don't switch camps. So. I mean, when I think of something, I have a committed. I don't betray people. I don't betray. I stand by what I do.
So
that's why I don't pretend.
It's not about betrayal.
Yes.
And that's
you asked whether I still stand where I am. Yeah. That's what I told you. Yes, I do. Because I don't see why I should move away from the support of Dr. Bawumia, the supporter for supporting Bawumia. I don't see why I should move away. Why? Why will I move away? Once you have asked me, I think you are equally asking me to start on this topic. Is that it?
Yes.
Okay. The call for clean campaign, I said, by GHOne, Joseph Osei, former First Deputy Speaker, is in the right direction. And you also alluded to the fact that even one of the aspirants, former Vice President, entreated his supporters and all his team members to focus on ideas. You should eschew insults, personal attacks, and all that. And I actually supported Bawumia from day one because of the way he has changed Ghanaian politics, moving away from the Bentua politics, the you are too short to be a president. You are the handsome person. Therefore, you should be the president. That kind of politics to issues-based politics, since he was nominated as running mate. And Bawumia has actually changed the way we do politics from this Bentua politics to issues-based politics from day one. And that is why I support him, and I will always support him, no matter what. So it is in the right direction that, look, MPP is just one family. There are people who have said so many things that have affected the party, or that affected the party in the 2024 general election. And we should not go back to those things. But since this competition started, people have tried so much to actually personally attack the former vice president. And that's very unfortunate. And we should desist from that, because whatever you do tomorrow will be used against you. Because the law of karma is very real. And people should be advised that this campaign is about ideas. If you are contesting to lead a political party, what are you offering? You should put forward what you will do if and when you become the leader of that party and subsequently the president of this country. That's what you should be putting up. That's what the people want to hear, and not to attack your fellow aspirants and all that. And also to the extent that I listen to spokespersons and even some of the aspirants themselves, the way they speak. For instance, the last time I heard somebody say, and subsequently some of his spokespersons say, that the early concession of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, the MPP candidate for the 2024 general election, made MPP lose many seats in the country. And I said it here some time ago that is very nonsensical. It doesn't make sense to me. Look, the elections ended, Serwaa, on Saturday, right? 5 p.m. 5 p.m. If you are a candidate of MPP in any constituency and you are there, all the polling stations, when elections are done, every candidate is supposed to collate his or her results. If you are a candidate of MPP in any constituency, and from Saturday 5 p.m. up to Sunday 9:30 or 10 a.m., you have not been able to collate your results to know your results, whether you have won or lost. That should be your problem, not the problem of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Because at that time, you should have known whether you have lost. You have done your work diligently to know whether you have lost or won. And therefore, it is not the concession of the vice president, former vice president, that should make you lose. His concession will not change the results. And therefore, when I hear people say that they will not, if they were the presidential candidate, they will not have conceded until the EC declared the last result of the election. I said, and so what? If you don't concede, what does it change? Does it change the results? Does it change whether you have 10,000 or 20,000 if you don't concede? And if you don't concede, does it change the EC from declaring the results? If you are a presidential candidate and you have collated your results and you know that you have lost, and you say you will not concede, who cares? If you have collated your results and you have conceded, you have lost and you will not concede, who cares? Will it stop the EC from declaring the results? Will it also change the results? So don't we even have people, political presidential aspirants, who have not conceded in some elections and EC have declared the results? So what has concession got to do with declaration of results or otherwise? So that's, if you are on the campaign trail, you should be saying things that people would actually say that you are serious. But this is not one of the reasons why people lost the election. Concession. Why? If you don't know your results, will you concede? If you don't tabulate your results and know that you have lost, will you concede? The man was a leader of the party. He was a presidential candidate. His team tabulated the votes, and he knew he had lost, and he has conceded. Why? There's not every difference between the presidential election and parliamentary. You all know that parliamentary results are declared at the constituency level. Don't we know that? And therefore, if you sit there as a political party or as a candidate and your results are not declared at your constituency level, you are running to blame the presidential candidate. Does it make sense to anybody? There's this issue about, the man said he will bring, people are attacking him. He said he will bring northern votes. He will bring Muslim votes. Why? The issues that affected MPP in Accra, in Greater Accra, in Central Region and all that, did not affect Muslims and Northerners. Are you saying the issues did not affect Muslims and Northerners? Are we saying that the man who stood on platform and said MPP lost the election in 2022, why the Muslims and Northerners were not part of Ghana? That MPP lost the election in 2022? 2022, when the man who stood on platform and said that Bawumia's opponent and said that MPP had lost that election in 2022, was Bawumia the presidential candidate of MPP when MPP lost the election? Was Bawumia the president when MPP lost the election in 2022? He also spoke the issues that made MPP to lose the election in 2022 were the restructuring, the restructuring, the debt restructuring. He said the taxes, decisions that were taken by this thing, all those debt restructuring, the decisions, everything were done by Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. That's why MPP lost. So if you are a candidate, you are contesting, you will not tell the delegates what you can do, and you want to heap every defeat, all the defeat on one candidate because he was a candidate. And you think that he contributed to everything, and you didn't contribute to anything. I think you have a problem in your mind. You have something in your mind. You have a problem thinking. Look, apart from Dr. Kwabena Agyapong, all the candidates, or aspirants, Kenyan aspirants, were part of government. Were they not?
Was Ken part of government?
He was a board chairman of Ghana Gas. Ghana Gas is not part of
board chairman.
His wife.
Yeah.
His wife was a board chairman of the Regional Maritime Authority for 8 years.
Oh, okay.
No, cheapest authority.
Cheapest authority. For 8 years.
Oh, okay.
That's the cheapest authority, not part of the.
Yeah, it is. I didn't know.
You didn't know? That's what I'm telling you. But you knew he was board chairman for Ghana Gas.
Yeah, that's the we had.
I didn't know the wife one.
You didn't know that?
No.
Okay, hear it today.
Okay.
So all these people were part of government, and when you talk of government, it is not just one sector. We have agric. Yeah. Brian Champon was agric minister.
Yeah.
Education. Educhum. The other, what's the name?
Who?
I did mention Ken.
Yeah,
it was only.
Ken.
It is only Kwabena Agyapong who was not part of government. Yeah. So as for him, if he blames anybody for the performance of government, we should hear him. But poor performance of government, we should hear him, and not these people who are part of the system. When you talk of the economy, what does it entail? We are talking of inflation coming down and all that. What is contributing to the inflation? Downward trend of inflation. Is it not food? Mm-hmm. Food prices. Mm-hmm. Who was in charge of agric?
Right.
So agric did not impact on the performance of the economy under Akufo-Addo. Education. I hear people talking a lot about education. Education did so. MPP did so well educational sector, but where there were challenges, somebody was in charge. So those challenges actually affected MPP. Look, even school placement, there was total confusion. Yeah. I sitting here as an MPP member, I wanted to place my nephew at a certain school. I didn't even get it.
You wanted to place your nephew. You didn't want to follow the system.
No, the system. Look, let me tell you something. That's why this hypocrisy. Yeah. I don't believe this government, and it's always announced that there is some percentage of protocol. I think 30% or something.
Protocol placement.
Why? Yes. If I'm a member of MPP and MPP is government, I should not benefit from the protocol list. Why am I supporting the party? You think I'll support the party to come to power and I don't benefit? I didn't get.
But you are many, so you should understand.
Yes, that is why there were challenges. That's precisely what I'm saying.
I mean, members of the MPP are many, and I'm sure majority of you.
So that was a challenge for many people.
Right.
And many people were angry because of that. Yeah. We sat here, all of us, we said that MPP had provided this thing for 5.7 million people.
Yes. The figure was wrong.
The figure was later turned out that it was a cumulative figure. It was they added something it came to. But people were in charge. And Akufo-Addo from one state of the nation address to other kept on saying that. And some people were there. They didn't even have this courtesy to inform the president that no, these were the actual figures. Yeah. It affected the propaganda, it affected us. Look, I went to you let me, because it's MPP, I'm a member of the political party. I don't want to say certain things because no matter what happens, it's still MPP. But see, I don't like this idea that one person must be blamed and that he cannot lead this party again. Why? And I hear them, they go and quote Edu Buahin when Edu Buahin didn't perform well. 1992, I voted, by the way, so I knew what happened. When Edu Buahin didn't win, MPP rejected him. But they failed to mention those MPP didn't reject. And eventually, those MPP didn't reject came out eventually winning the presidency for MPP. Didn't they? Mm-hmm. Probably if Edu Buahin had also been retained, he would have also eventually win for MPP. But the party decided that, no, we are leaving aside. Then the delegates decide. But don't cite that. When MPP brought Gentle Giant John Ajekunku 1996. 1996 election, people tend to forget that it was not just MPP alone. No. MPP went into great alliance with NCP. Akaka, who was vice president, was also the running mate to President Kufuor. That election, MPP got 39% in that election. When MPP, even with great alliance, MPP got, and when President Kufuor came back to contest in 1998, even his own brother-in-law, Venerable GHOne Mensah, say young father that the Banchedada Sankojum. He described as President Kufuor as what? Banchedada, and therefore MPP should not re-elect him. But MPP delegates saw that there is wisdom in maintaining the candidate for. When President Kufuor was re-elected in 1998, didn't MPP win the election? When Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo in 2028, when he lost, MPP still maintained him 2024. He still lost, but MPP kept faith in him. 2012. 2008.
2028.
No, 2008, sorry. 2008,
Please
he
wrap
lost.
Up for me.
MPP maintained him, and he won. 2012, he lost again. But MPP saw that he was the right person to go. And he eventually won this thing. Why do you think that Bawumia getting 41% in the last election cannot make it in the next election? Why do you think so? If he, in the MPP primaries, got 61%, he didn't win. The general, you that did not get that percentage, you think that you, MPP people love you more, and Ghanaians love you more, you can surpass and win the election. It is for delegates to decide. And 31st January 2026, delegates will decide. And I think that they will decide and decide well. Know that it is Dr. Bawumia that they will maintain to lead the party into the 2028 general election. I rest my case.
IB.
Well, so, yeah, yesterday I engaged Honorable Joseph Osei-Osu, and you can tell that it's a difficult task. It's a very difficult task. They've set guidelines for aspirants. There's a committee that's supposed to monitor even their utterances. They've had a series of meetings. In fact, even their communicators. I saw a meeting which was attended by Dennis Miracle Sabuaje, Kwesi Patton, and a few others months ago, all in an attempt to ensure that there's some level of sanity relative to the public commentary. But this is a contest. I'm sure that they are aware that there's not a conclave to choose a pope. And so these shots will come every now and then.
I remember Americans on Bill Clinton, where in front of Monica Lewinsky.
Monica Lewinsky.
And people were all over the place.
Yeah.
And it said that the man should impeach. He was touching women left, right, center. He went onto the street to interview the American. They said they did not elect a pope.
Exactly.
They elected a president to solve their problem.
Yes, so some excesses, some level of excesses are allowed. So the point I'm making is that, yes, there's a contest. Yes, as much as we say the personal attacks must not come, we should just be ready for them. And this is the dying embers of the campaign. And so yesterday I was not surprised that regardless of the admonishment, we had some shots from Ken. Brother Champon has actually written to the other candidates for them to embark on a clean campaign. But once in a while, he also throws some shots every now and then. So it's understandable. Yesterday, I was at a program where the minority leader, Alexander Kwame Afenyomakin, spoke. He was addressing minority leaders on the various committees. They had a workshop. And he reminded the MPs that they should know that there's life after 31st of January 2026. And in all their dealings, they should know that regardless of the camp you belong to, after 31st, you have one umbrella organization called the MPP. And if care is not taken, after it's all said and done, you see people and you have to maneuver your way to dodge them. Because of the things you might have said, things you might have done. They all have preferences. They all do, and everybody's allowed to. But how you go about canvassing for support for your camp is what matters. I've always maintained that we need a very vibrant opposition party. The very day we lose the main opposition party is the day we sign our death warrant as a country. Because the governing party can do whatever it wills, and there's nobody to raise their voice or point it out. And that's not even good for the governing party. You heard the president engage the CSOs on Galamsey, and he told them that they should constantly be holding his feet to the fire of accountability relative to the Galamsey fight. What does that mean? The fact that there's that tendency for you to be complacent, the fact that there's that tendency for you to say that all is rosy, if people do not knock you every now and then, and how do we knock people in power? By speaking to the things that we think are going wrong. So, yes, and Afenyomakin had admonished individuals, the MPs. The thing is that the camps are scrambling for support. So today you hear that 15 people have declared support for candidate A. Candidate B will come and say that, oh, some of them called me back and said, no, this one is just for showmanship. How do you know that the people who call you to say this just for showmanship are not lying to you? The only way you can know is what happens on the 31st.
Right.
I was quite happy that nobody got disqualified because I was wondering why. So, for instance, that they said Kwame Japan was going to be disqualified because he had not been able to pay the 4 million Ghana cedis development fee. It's good that in the end everybody got cleared, whether they were able to pay or they were not able to pay. Yes, there are pros and cons relative to this amount of money because a party in opposition doesn't have resources. In fact, I'll tell you this. Usually it's the minority in parliament that funds parties in opposition. Unfortunately for the MPP, they don't have many MPs in parliament.
The numbers are
what happens with the NDC is that, in fact, those deductions are made at source. Before members of parliament get their salaries, their contribution to the funding of the political parties that they belong to are done at source. But unfortunately, the MPP has just 87. So even resources from there will not be enough.
Right.
Yes, the other counter argument will be that, oh, the party is supposed to take dues. It happens to every party in power. They forget that they even have to collect dues from their members. Because we are in power, right? We have support. Contractors will support us. This. So the money is there until you leave power. They realize that, hey, I should have taken the dues collection seriously because when you are in power, it's easy to pay. In fact, you can even increase it by 100%. People will pay. But usually when parties are in power, in fact, I can even say that maybe the NDC today is not even collecting dues. Because they think that the resources will be there to man and the affairs of the party until they go to opposition. So, see, MPP supporters, just know that these knocks will come. People will say things about people. What matters is how the party is able to galvanize S-base moving forward. And that's why I would call some people troublemakers. If indeed there are some aspirants who are troublemakers, A defeat will exacerbate the problem, or the defeat will not be the solution to that problem. So it's up to the party to know how it actually whips in line these individuals. He also promised, and I'm talking about Joseph Osei, so finally, that there will be transparency, there will be fairness, and that nothing will be done to uneven the playing field. If that is done and you lose, and we all know, if you, the media especially, we bear witness that you lost fair and square, there's nothing that you can do. Okay, you can break away, but the other biggest animal will be not breaking away, but staying in and pacing in. But
like one said that. Major party no met him.
So it's up to the party to know how to handle it. Like I said, NDC went through this. And trust me, MPP even went through worse before he won power in 2016. It sacked this chairman. It sacked this general secretary. It sacked the first vice chairman. But he won the elections.
Which one? MPP. No,
MPP.
Suspension. They were suspension.
I'd rather semantics.
No. If
the point is that Afoko was no longer the chairman. Yeah, and he never returned.
Suspension.
Kwabena Japan was no longer the general secretary.
He returned.
Never came.
He returned.
Oh, he returned as a member of the party, but not as a general secretary. It was done. The attendant had a lapse.
You mean the position that
No, I mean yeah.
Oh, I thought members.
Position. No.
Okay.
Position. They were sacked from the position.
Okay.
Yes, but the party still won power. The point I'm making is that in this country, and finally on this, it is the governing party that loses power. Mostly. With its actions and inactions. Yeah. As we speak, whatever the NDC does to drive away the goodwill is a plus to the MPP, because the more the goodwill is chipped away, the happier the opposition is. Because when I'm mad at you, I'll look to the next available alternative, which is the opposition party.
Right.
So that's how come it's difficult to break the heat in this country. After first 4 years, trust me, NDC is making enemies. They will add on. They will make many more enemies. But usually after 4 years, you've not made enough enemies to lose power. But after 8 years, you've made too many enemies that you lose and lose massively. But unfortunately, our politicians don't learn. They'll come back. They'll repeat the same mistakes.
Mr. Dako, quickly so we can move on.
Well, for me, I see our political party primaries as a deficient process based on the messages that are preached. Because observing around the world in serious democracies, political party primaries are meant to emphasize the ideological standings of the party and what government of the day is doing that is contrary to that party's ideological leanings. And therefore, when given the chance, how they will use the party's ideological leanings to correct the things that the political party in power is doing. So they are able to ginger the people at the grassroots based on what the party stands for. But in our part of the world, and Ghana in particular, the people at the top have failed to let the members understand the real ideological leanings of their political parties. So when they go to them seeking their votes for primaries, they are not able to expatiate on the ideological leanings of the party to win the people. And therefore, they rather think that attacking opponents is what they need to be able to win their internal primaries. Obviously, if you go to national elections, your attack on your opponent will be what you want to use. Unfortunately, the people are going to vote on many other issues. But when you make people understand that ideologically is where you stand, it helps. So I think that we have to look at it critically. Because I don't see why there's a primaries in MPP and it is personal attacks that people are focused on. No, I think people should be focused on the fact that where MPP stands as a political party ideologically, they are the party that says LGBTQ should not be entertained in society. They are the party that says that, as for abortion, is something that is abhorred. For the party as MPP, the belief is that government should not be the one that should feed you, and that individuals should be made to be economically independent. So how is that candidate going to empower the delegates and the party members economically, if given the chance? How is it going to help them economically to become whatever they want to achieve in their dreams? That is why their motto says freedom. And what?
development.
And they say that property owning democracy. The state should not be able to tell you that this is what you can do or cannot do. You must be able to say, I want to own $1 billion. And as an individual, I think if I follow process A, B, C, D, I can make it. MPP as a political party is not a party that should actually focus on social interventions and social democracy issues. The MPP says that if you are able to put your talents, okay, you put your mind, you put your energy to work, you will be able to what? Do something that will improve your life. And that government is just a vehicle for collecting taxes, borrowing money, and managing whatever we get from our resources. So government cannot help you much. The only thing government can do is to put in place the policy framework. You must leverage on that. So I think that party should be, the candidate should be telling people that, look, when you vote for me as a candidate, when I come, okay, maybe in this area, these are the things that I think that even in your rural communities here, if you focus on it, you can make some money and empower yourself better. And therefore, I think that when they are doing this thing by attacking each other, it always shows that within the party and the concerns of the delegates, they don't even have a solution to them. And that is why when they win power, the party people, especially the delegates, will come and say, I was neglected for all this while when the party was in power. Because they have been made to believe that when the party is in power, the government has some money somewhere to give them. And since that, if that does not come, then they begin to say, then come to opposition so that we'll all be equal. But if they are made to understand that if government comes to power, maybe if there's some government support for entrepreneurship in your community, maybe you can be taken through beekeeping because in this your area it works for you. You have land. Maybe government, the party, when it's in power, is going to help that those who want to go into agriculture can go into ABCD. How do you do this so that in the next 10 years, economically you become who you are? And therefore, I believe that attacking each other is either doing themselves a disservice because you're only giving a message to your opponents that whoever wins in the general election, they have to be playing back whatever you yourselves have said against each other during your internal elections. Which shouldn't be the case. You should be able to say things that even in the daylight you can actually re-echo and emphasize and say, this is what we stand for. This is what I preach in the primary. When given the chance, this is what I'm going to do. And then the people now can rally around and say, yes, these are the things he said. But if you are attacking your opponent and you are giving the mandate, what are you going to tell the general public then? And I think that it's about time the political party look at how they can carry everybody along with certain messages that when they become the candidate, it's easy for their own members to propagate. If you go and attacking each other, now you win, you become... How is the person down there going to confront the NDC person in terms of discussing policy and how you think your party is better? Because the message you have given the person is about attacking your opponent. Negative. It's not about telling the person that for MPP, we believe in this and we do it better than the NDC. And therefore, if you meet an NDC person, tell them that when I come to party, so I'm going to do it and we'll do it better than them. Yeah. The person down there is not empowered with those kind of messages. All he hears is that blame this person for the defeat. Blame this person. And the person also continues to blame this person. This person is this. This person is that. And at the end of the day, it's come like a competition of attacks. And it doesn't help anybody.
10 cents of Elvis Daco.
Yeah, so I think that politicians and the electoral primary should rather focus on things that, whether they win or not, even those same messages they give, even if you didn't win the primary, it becomes a message for the grassroots to pick on. And then when they meet their opponents and they are talking about policy, say, oh, your party says this, but when we are in power, this is what we do and we'll do it better. It helps the entire situation, and you see, it limits expectations. Because then the party member knows that you didn't come promising anything. You came with ideological messages that we are better off being with our party because when our party is given the chance, we do ABC, it benefits everybody, including you, the party member, and then you are better off being with that. So I think that ideologically, you don't hear much, both for these MPP primaries, you don't hear much about what really the party stands for, what the party does, and why people should believe in that. It's all about vote for me. And therefore, if I have to destroy the other candidates for me to win, that is all you are interested in. And if you are destroying your colleague and you win the primaries, how do you expect that person you have been insulted to come and support your campaign? Because see, we are humans. It's politics, they say, but we are humans. There are things you say about people. See, emotionally, it's imprinted in their brains that they can never forget. Yeah. So the person see you alone makes the person angry. Yeah. If the person will have anything to do to make you lose the national election, the person will do. And I think that we should move away from acrimony, and talk about this, that will help the party. The people you want them to vote for you will tell you that if we win, when it comes to appointment, where am I going to be? You are not telling the person that maybe this is a strategy that we want to talk about. I remember during the election, Dr. Bama said something like, they want every constituency will have at least 10 appointments. Yeah. I think this is what the people and the grassroots want to know, that you will not win and go and carry some people they did not even see during the campaign, and they are the ones who are enjoying the benefits of power, and those who actually did the work did not benefit. And I think the NPP should learn from the NDC. The appointment Mahama government second has done clearly shows that they are rewarding people who actually work for the party. Yeah. How are you going to translate that into the grassroots, especially when your own people have been accusing the Akufo-Addo government that they abandoned a lot of people and appointments were not that transparent, and that some people they didn't even see during the campaign were the one who enjoyed the spoils of power. I think that this is what the ordinary delegate down there want to hear. So I don't believe in attacks. I believe that come up with good ideas, strategies. The challenges that are happening are facing the country. If you are given the chance as MPP leader, how are you going to resolve them so that it benefits everybody? These are the issues I think that we should be talking about. And I see they should also be giving their supporters hope that, yes, though the previous MPP government that just lost election had its negatives, these are positives that you, the people, grassroots, should also be proud of. But when you go and create the impression as if everything that has happened under the previous government is like zero, is trash, how do you expect the person to have any hope in the future MPP government? So sometimes the way they go about it because they want to win ended up actually making the people down there feel that it's not worth it. And they should understand that none of them goes there to those people driving in trotro. They are all in V8. And the people you are talking, they are seeing you. They see the cars you are driving. They see the watch you are wearing. They see all the things. So all that you are telling them, they are hearing, but they are also looking at you. So if your message is not one of hope, but one that should make them so disenchanted that they'll vote against somebody, it doesn't mean that they also haven't seen that you are also a beneficiary of the spoils of power, and that you were also part of those who neglected them when you were enjoying. So I think that politicians at a point think that they are doing each other. But at the end of the day, they create that mistrust in the whole system because of how they attack each other. Then the people down there say, oh, so we are the fools. We will go and queue and vote for you. And then when people enjoy the spoils of power, they will come back to us and you come and tell us, this person enjoyed this person enjoyed it. And sometimes some of the allegations they make even are not founded. Yeah. They are not even true. Yeah. But when you go and tell all those lies so that the people will be angry with somebody, it doesn't affect only that person. Yeah. It affects the entire political class. Yeah. Then the people grassroots say, oh, don't mind them. They are just here to come and say when they get the vote, they will do the same thing. And I think that it's having a problem in the general system. Politicians should grow up. They should learn that when they are ambitious for something, it shouldn't go to a point where they do things that affect the entire political system. Because when the other people begin to lose hope, we should be careful. Because I said if you look at the last elections, even turnout was lower than 2020. Even though we have added more people to the register, those who actually went to vote were far less than those who voted in 2020. It tells you that people are just losing interest in the system, and largely because of a lot of things the politicians themselves say about themselves. Yes. Because the people who don't have the opportunity to be at the top, do you understand it? They don't have the opportunity at the top. So if you those at the top come and tell them this is what you are doing, why do you think that they shouldn't believe it? They will believe it. Whether you are lying or not, they will believe it. And then the general problem is that everybody who is a politician now is seen as what? A bad person. And I think that it's not the best way to go.
All right. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for coming on the show. Unfortunately, I have to end because I have a very packed show. True. I'll see you, God willing.
Knockout too.
I'll see you, God willing, next week.
This is a surprise.
But yes, I know. Forgive me, because you the two of you like talking a lot.
Yes.
Today you dissected the MPP matters.
In fact, as for the
So
MPP,
I hope next week when you come and I say
no, I will
be
agree
quick,
with you because when it comes to MPP,
Mr. Dako, you are my witness.
Yes. Because I wanted to talk about IFS,
but you were talking
on agriculture.
Don't worry, it's agriculture. I won't go anywhere. We will still talk about it.
That is where people can get jobs.
Okay.
That is where we can feed ourselves.
Okay.
That is where economy can be strong.
Okay.
Thank
if we
you.
can produce 35 million
this man talks more than me.
He does.
And we are sitting on it, and then we are comparing on
Thank you,
pay attention to agriculture.
Audu Mahama is the managing editor for the Custodian newspaper. Ibrahim Al-Hassan is the head of current affairs at the AIB network and also an extremely big man. And, you know, IB is one of the people... IB is one of the people who has actually looked out for me every single time.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
Yeah.
And no, not because he sits here.
Yeah, he is. He is. I always tell him.
He's a great guy.
And Elvis Dako is the managing editor for the News Center newspaper. And, you know, I saw a post of some people allegedly, seeking to find out what time I got to write exams and learn. And so I was all the time that I was missing the show. Where were they?
How many months?
No, to them, once Serwaa, once your face shows up just a week,
it means
you are on air.
Right?
That is it.
For months, so this lady wasn't here.
Even we that have not been called to the bar by association, there are tons of messages received on your behalf. You see,
thank you so much. Anyway, before we go, so the St. Andrews group of schools are all part of the free senior high school program this year. These are the new names on the self-placement platform. So please take note. One, St. Andrews SHS, Asim Fosu, on the platform is called St. Richard's SHS in Asim Fosu. 2, St. Andrews SHS in Dunkwa Onofin is now Mount Hebron College, Dunkwa Onofin. 3, St. Andrews SHS Mankesim is now St. Luke SHS Mankesim. 4, St. Andrews SHS Shama is now Golden Gate SHS Shama. Shama. Thank you. 5, St. Andrews SHS New Edubiase is now Lighthouse SHS New Edubiase. 6, St. Andrews SHS Sefi Asawenso is Asawenso is now St. Benedict SHS Sefi Asawenso. The public is hereby being notified to find the new names on the self-placement list and choose the schools accordingly. Boarding facilities are available and everything is free. You can call St. Andrews SHS on 0244 696911 or 020-789-1004. Kindly take note. Also, this Sunday, Nana Banamwa presents the Women of Valor's Seats of Strength, which is a conversation about breast cancer. I'm in pink because we are celebrating Pinktober, which is the creation of awareness for breast cancer. So this Sunday, we are all meeting at the Alisa Hotel in Northridge. We will be talking to survivors of breast cancer, and we will attempt to raise funds to support persons who have breast cancer who are very needy. So please come through and support the movement. Also, have you guys heard the latest from MTN? If not, then listen. For those of you who love MTN Free After One, prepare for the upgraded experience, and that is MTN Free After One Extra. So like free calls. Do people still do that?
Yeah, a lot. It helped a lot. People are married today because of free night calls.
Then, I know that then people were doing it, but do people still do it?
Data is still expensive for many people. So
I'm not saying it's not, but I'm really
free
surprised.
Night call.
Yes.
At 1 a.m. So what?
So you see,
on some platforms, people will be sending messages at
set alarm.
a.m.
Thanks
Because
to MTN. Free night call is still
Yes,
there. Thank you,
free
MTN.
night call is still
You don't
around.
pay
Thanks to
anything,
MTN.
Hey.
So sleep from maybe 8 to 12
Yes,
or
and
1
set alarm
wake
to
up
1.
Is this a
and
paid?
continue. Yes.
It's
And so
Okay.
now this is what the MTN Extra is about.
Okay.
With MTN Free after one extra,
right.
you can talk for 1 whole hour uninterrupted while paying for only the first minute of every 10 minutes you talk. Which means that for every 10 minutes you talk within the hour, you only pay for the first minute and you get to talk 60 minutes straight with no interruptions. You like what you hear? Well, as if that's not enough, you also get 50 megabytes of data for free after your first call daily. So you see, now's the time to talk extra with all the people that you love. To subscribe to MTN Free after one extra today, all you have to do is to dial star 550 hash, star 550 hash, and just follow the prompt. So for those who have been trying to speak with me, I use MTN, so let's meet at 1.
I used to be awake at 1. This one,
At 1 a.m. I'm reading, but you know, it's good. I'm just unhappy that it's come now because at 1, 2 a.m., my friends and I were having a group discussion.
Okay.
You know, so if
you take opportunity.
yes,
you can
so
make group
those who
call.
are studying take advantage.
Yeah.
But
Serwaa,
I love the way you read the LP. I hope
yes.
MTN is monitoring. They should make you an ambassador.
You know,
Seriously.
Serwaa, I hear men can do a lot to prevent breast cancer.
you hear and you are asking me,
understand.
am I a
Haven't you
doctor?
done a lot?
go to the forum. Go to the forum and
I'm
ask the question.
not a doctor.
No,
I'm a lawyer.
You should go to Alisa
So I
Hotel and ask
don't
the question
exactly
there.
come to Alisa on
At
Sunday,
least you are a lady.
but I wouldn't know.
You okay? But that's what I understand.
They said
I understand.
I keep reading conflicting reports.
Okay.
I just saw this morning that sucking the breast does not prevent breast cancer.
Yes.
No.
And there are other schools of thought that
Who says that
sucking will prevent?
No,
the
but
doctors should
not
make up
just
their
sucking.
mind.
When you are sucking and touch, you'll be able to identify whether they are lumps or how do you call it?
Detect the
Meaning
lumps,
you
yeah.
can.
Detect.
You
I
are
think
talking
what
about
they are
breast
just saying.
examination.
Breast-
It's
no.
not about sucking.
No, but
Sucking
yeah,
is not about breast examination.
you can do both.
How can I do breast
I
examination?
think what they are
Sucking-
just saying is that help or assist your partner
Yes.
in examining her breast.
Exactly.
But the way some
but-
of you men are, assist in examining will lead to something else. That's just what
But
it
that's
is.
part of
Thank you,
the
gentlemen. Stay with
examination.
me. After the break, there's more.
2% of ground turmeric on sale in local markets contained excessive lead, with the worst cases recorded in Greater Accra, Central and Bunu regions. Corn-based cereal mixes, popularly known as Tom Brown, were also found to be contaminated in the eastern region. The alarming sources of lead exposure were traditional eyeliner, also known as kaji kaji or koli, often used by mothers to supposedly brighten the eyes of their children. About 80% of the samples tested contained dangerously high levels of lead, with some more than tens of thousands above the permissible limits. White-baked clay, known locally as chile or ayilo, also consumed largely by pregnant women to ease nausea, contained 24.6% of samples of lead, with the Northeast and the Greater Accra region showing the highest rates. The report warns that old plumbing and cookware are further exposing families to lead, which can cause serious health problems in children, including developmental delays, learning difficulties, anemia, seizures, and pregnancy complications. UNICEF says lead poisoning is preventable and is urging urgent action through public awareness campaigns, stronger safety regulations, and routine screening of children and pregnant women.
Right, so based on this story, let's have a conversation on this. Reverend Dr. Emmanuel Tremanting Amwa is a health specialist with UNICEF, and they partnered with the Food and Drugs Authority to conduct a research on lead poisoning, and we have just brought you just excerpts of it. Doc, thank you very much for joining us. So tell me, what is this report or research that you did in partnership with the Food and Drugs Authority about? What were your findings?
Okay, so we, based on some previous work that UNICEF and Ghana Health Service and other partners had done, Pure, we realized that out of about 3,200 children that were sampled, we did blood testing, and we found high levels of lead, the chemical called lead, in their blood. So out of every 2 children, one of them, so like 50% of the children had high lead levels in their blood. And that was alarming and raised eyebrows. Why are we having children with such high levels of lead in their blood? So that set the ball rolling that let us now go and investigate what could be some of the sources in the environment, in our food and other things that might be causing this thing that we found in children. And so we partner with FDA to see some of the common things we use in the country and trace if any of them might be part of the reason why we are seeing this. And so we did sampling across all 16 regions of the country, picked common things that are used. We picked the koli, the kaji kaji, that's the eyeliner that is used, or shilo as some call it. We picked turmeric, which is used in many homes for food. We picked cereals, so baby cereal, Tom Brown and others, was also tested. Then ayelo, clay. And all these things are based on research that has been done in the past in certain places in Africa and also here that points to these things as being possible sources of lead poisoning. And the result was alarming, that we found that the coal or the kaji kaji that is used, close to 80% of them had very high levels of lead in them. Then when you took the turmeric, almost 42 to 45% also had high levels of lead in them. Then you took the ayelo, almost about 25% of those that we sampled had. And then the baby cereal, that's the Tom Brown, also had some lead in them. And worrying was also cadmium, which is another chemical that affects the body. And also skin lightening creams that were looking for mercury in them, but thankfully we didn't find that in them. So this is, I think, by far the most extensive and real, riveting as evidence that we have as a country on some of the common sources of lead exposure to children, and not only to children, but also pregnant women and all of us, even as adults.
How worrying is this, though?
It's worrying because lead is not needed in the body. Okay. And the impact of lead is mostly severe in children, even before they are born. So if a mother puts anything that contains lead in the body and the baby is developing in the womb, this lead has a way of passing through the placenta, that is where the baby feeds, and enters into the body of the baby. And once it goes there, it begins to cause brain damage. In fact, we know that the lead can cause certain irreversible or permanent brain damage, depending on the amount or the levels. So it goes to interrupt how the brain is developing. It goes to even reduce the size of the baby. So by the time the baby is born, he has low weight, small, baby born. The baby can be born preterm. So we all know baby go for like 9 months. This baby can be born 7 months or 8 months. Plus, it can even cause miscarriage of the pregnancy. So the mother can miscarry the baby. Pregnant women can have anemia because the lead goes to interfere in how normal blood, is formed. So this woman is going to have anemia. And if a pregnant woman has anemia, it is a big problem because Ghana, we're still struggling with maternal mortality. That is, mothers who die, unfortunately, through pregnancy and its related complications. And one of the commonest is when people bleed, after pregnancy. And if already you are anemic or your blood levels are low, then your threshold of perhaps dying or losing your life from small bleeding is high. So it has a lot of effects. Plus, now when the baby is born, the baby must adapt to the earth. And there's family, and he has to learn things, colors, learn names, begin to talk, begin to hear, and go to school. What the lead does is that it begins to entangle, if you will, the correct formation of the neurons in the brain. So you expect that as the child is going to school, you teach the child 1 + 1 is equal to 2. And for every good learning, there are neurons or things in the brain that keeps this beautifully in place. So that tomorrow when they ask you what is 1 + 1, you go to the file, the brain picks it and says it's 2. What the lead does is that it does not allow that file to be settled in the brain. So you teach the child 1 + 1, and there's no memory. In the next day you ask the child, he's forgotten. It also affects even how the child develops. We expect children to be crawling at a certain age, right, to be walking at a certain age, to be talking at a certain age. Lead can cause a child not to be walking at the time we expect the child to walk, not to talk at the time we expect the child to talk. Some have auditory or hearing impairment, and even visual. There have been cases in Nigeria, Zamfara State, where there was a huge lead poisoning, and we have a lot of children dying. Some had brain damage, some had eye, problem, blindness, and all that. So it's a lot of problems that lead brings. Children, pregnant women, and even adults. So adults are not spared. Lead, now we know, the Lancet, which is very reputable journal, released recently a compilation of many studies done on lead across countries, and they found that lead causes blood-related problems, so hypertension and cardiovascular diseases, and then kidney problems. We know as a country, kidney issues are also on the rise, and it's worrying. So whether it's a child, pregnant woman, adult, lead causes all this devastating effect. And so that was part of the reason why we had to do this study, and that is how important it is.
Does any of this have to do, or has anything to do with Galamsey?
The study did not focus on Galamsey.
Okay.
So we cannot directly link this to Galamsey for now, because the sampling was done on the open markets. They went to the retail shops, went to the supermarkets, tabletop, people who sell things, and just sampled across the country. So they didn't target Galamsey areas versus non-Galamsey areas. So we cannot immediately make that linkage. However, the other things we found in them was cadmium, and if soil is tanned and there is mining activities, you can have cadmium also coming into some of the soil, and if there's people plant things, you could have some of them coming into the food and all that. But we cannot state for now that for this report it is linked to. It could be things that are already existing, things that we're already using, things that are being imported into the country that now we need to wake up and address to protect public health.
So, what then, as a medical doctor, and for the work that you do for UNICEF, what are your proposals to the health service, for instance, the Food and Drugs Authority, moving forward with all the findings that you have been able to make in protecting all of us?
Yeah, so I must say that the FDA has been very collaborative and really, received the report that came because it was a collaborative work, and I know they began putting measures in place. We have called for a stronger regulation on the things that come into the country. In fact, till this report came, there were no regulations on the Koli or Kaji. It came in freely, but in terms of like testing for the content, it was not there. But because of the report and this study, now there have been guidelines being drafted, there are regulations to test the things that come into the country to see whether they meet the standards of the eyeliner of the Kaji. Then they're also looking at the cereals. So as we said, we found lead, we also found cadmium. And previously, they were not testing for cadmium in all these cereals. Now, it is part of the new directive to test for cadmium when you take your cereal for registration. We know that there are some that they will not put in bottles to go and register. Like you go to the market and it's out there in in pans and it's being sold. Together with turmeric and others. And for that, they also doing random sampling to test the quality of these things so that they can do enforcement. Let me say that other partners have also come in. So I know that after this report, we've had engagement, and market women were brought on board. We sat in the same way with market queens, who also were hearing this for the first time, and they also laid down some of the things they are going to do. So I think in summary, we are calling for stringent regulations, stringent enforcement, bringing together all stakeholders from our ports and our borders so that we can ensure that the things that come into the country are safe. Plus, for the ordinary person, what can they do? And this is where we are sending out strong advocacy and discussions. Prior to this, many didn't perhaps know that.
I didn't know.
So. A lot that pregnant women ate had any issues, but now we know that yes, we've been eating this for years, but now we know that the ayelo that we eat has issues or problems on the health of the mother and on the health of the baby. No mother wants a child to be born who struggles to learn, who is born preterm, who cannot talk, or who has any of these problems. So we are advising our pregnant women that if you have cravings for ayelo, replace it with healthier options. And we also engage in Ghana Health Service, who run the antenatal clinics. So when you go to your midwife, they can educate you on other safer alternatives that you can use when you feel nauseous and all that, so that you don't eat the ayelo. And for me, it's important we found this, and also for the next generation, because most of these things are passed on, right? You see your mother doing it, you see your grandma doing it, you also go along. But now, with this, we also, encouraging the next generation, young people, adolescents, that now we found this. So if you ever begin to, make a family and you're pregnant, you don't go for these things. You don't take these things that has been shown that clearly contain the lead. And we also encourage, if you buy products, make sure that they are FDA certified. That will go a long way.
Thank you very much. Reverend Dr. Emmanuel Tremantingamwa is a health specialist with UNICEF. Thank you so much for the education. Stay with me. This is GH Today. There's more after the break.
Onto the 16th year. It's a season for supernatural encounters. Last year, God moved mightily. This year, God will move deeper in miracles, signs, wonders, healings, academic miracles. Join us on Saturday, 18th of October, exactly 7 a.m. prompt inside the Grand Arena. My name is Reverend Kojo Bempa, and I specially invite you to this year's supernatural breakfast meal. Empty the street, come with friends, the sick, the afflicted, and especially this year I want to invite all the students, everyone that is a student. God has put a special anointing of academic miracle upon my life. We are going through financial trauma, business bankruptcy, anyone believing God for any kind of breakthrough, God is going to cause a shift in your destiny. This year is the season where prayers will birth miracles. See you there, and Jesus is Lord.
And Jesus is Lord, of course. So the Holy Hill Chapel presents the Supernatural Breakfast Meeting 2025. And joining me in the studio to tell us more about it is Pastor Alex Serwaa. He's a pastor at the Holy Hill Chapel Assemblies of God. He's Pastor Serwaa.
The one, please.
Serwaa.
Yes.
Okay, you're welcome.
Thank you.
And Pastor Prince Echampon, he's a pastor at Holy Hill Chapel Assemblies of God. You're both welcome to the show.
Thank
Good
you.
morning.
Thank you.
So, is this the first time you're organizing the Supernatural Breakfast?
No, this isn't the first time. First of all, let me say good morning to all your cherished viewers. This is the 16th.
16?
Exactly. We started in 2009.
Oh, I see.
And the first time we did it, it was only 150 people in attendance.
Okay.
But over the years, the numbers have grown. Just last year, over 6,000 people were at the Grand Arena.
Oh, wow.
And so this year, we are believing God that 10,000 people will gather to hear God's word and be blessed.
What was the vision behind the Supernatural Breakfast Meeting, Pastor Prince?
Okay, thank you for the opportunity. I would also use the opportunity to, greet all your listeners and then our senior pastor as well, Dr. Bempa. So basically, the breakfast meeting was birthed as a result of we stepping out of church, going to a neutral place where we would be able to invite people to come and dine. I mean, food. I mean, not when you say breakfast, sometimes people think it's a prayer breakfast or something like that, but it's physical food. Come together in the form of fellowship, then we share the word of God with them. Because there are people who would not want to go to church because of certain reasons, but then if you invite them over a dinner or a breakfast or anything like that, they will come, and then in the course of the food, then we'll be able to spread the love of God to them. So that is the main vision, is for souls, bringing people to Christ, but in another rendition other than sitting in the church premises.
Okay. So who is this meeting for? Who can attend?
Yes, so as he has already explained, our primary focus is to help people to establish a relationship with Christ. And so for those who don't know the Lord Jesus, this program is designed for them. And also for people who are already born again into the kingdom, but their love for God, their passion for God has gone down. This meeting offers grounds for revival. So it's for everybody, both the saved and the unsaved.
Okay, not just church members. Is there any age category or brackets that can attend?
Everybody.
Everybody can
yes,
attend.
Students, you are a professional, whatever your background is, you can come.
How much does it cost to attend?
It's free. It's been paid on the cross.
It's free?
Yeah.
Free. You don't pay anything.
Oh, I see.
People in the church have sacrificed their money, paid for the venue, paid for the food, everything. So you just have to appear to participate in the program and be blessed.
Oh, I see. That's interesting. So just come and eat.
Just come and eat.
And have breakfast at least.
Have breakfast.
Listen to the word of God.
Listen to God's word. We will pray for you, and then you have a miracle. You go
When
home.
is it happening, please?
That's tomorrow, 18th tomorrow, at the Accra International Conference Center, the Grand Arena. Not only even the food, there are other, variety stuff like there'll be rap music, there will be choreography, there will be music, good music as well, drama, everything. So it's packed, power packed. Yeah.
What time does it start?
7 a.m.
7 a.m.
Yes.
7 a.m. you're starting, or Ghana
Exactly.
time 7 a.m.
No, this is real 7 a.m. We don't joke with our time. So those who want to come, they don't come early. They will be forced to join the overflow because the tent cannot contain the 10,000 people. So the rest will sit outside in a special place that we prepared for them. So if you want to be inside the tent, I advise that you come very early.
Share with us, I mean, over the last 16 years, what are some of the testimonies that have come out from this breakfast meeting?
A lot. So it's more like a miracle festival. We have seen miracles, a lot of miracles we have seen. And but let me share some 2 or 3 of them with you that blew.
Okay.
I mean, a lady entered the same meeting 2 years ago, and then when apparently she had fibroid, which nobody knew. She entered there and then she testified the thing melted, so she had to rush to the washroom, and then came to testify that everything has come out, and then went to the hospital to verify, and that was what God had done for the person. Another person too came who had lost her job, and then right inside the meeting received 2 offers from a company she had not applied to. And now she is working. And these are the things, the miracles that, I mean, the Bible type of miracles we had read in the Bible, but now we are seeing it in our days in a different dimension. Another one too, I mean, very mind-blowing. He lives in Dansoman. He lives alone. He came to the meeting, went home, opened his door, and on his bed, 5,000 CDs had been spread on his bed sheet.
My God.
So how? That's good. That's a good reaction because that's a miracle.
That's what we
Miracle don't make sense. So if
Right.
you want a problem that doesn't make sense to you, come and then let God do the unthinkable, because we see another one too. We saw a gentleman came in with a swelled leg. Swelled. We all saw it. And then in the meeting, prayer went on, and then right in front of the camera, the swelling just came down like this and then just vanished. And that is the kind of the standard miracles that we want people to come, because not many people know the exact reason why they are going through what they are going through. And it takes only a miracle for them. So this is a good meeting for anybody going through any situation. You don't know where it's coming from. You don't know, they say, the head and the tail of the whole problem. Come and let Jesus Christ take it up for you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, this is really nice, so it's happening tomorrow.
Exactly.
What about those who are unable to come to the venue physically? Do you stream online? Do they get the opportunity to join the meeting?
If for one reason or another you can't be there yourself, you can connect through our social media handles. Yeah. So on YouTube, and then it also be live on GHOne. Yes, and other television and radio stations. In fact, there are...
But what are your social media handles?
Holy Hill Chapel Assemblies of God on IG, on Facebook, and then...
I see that you're on X, you are on Instagram, you're on YouTube, and then TikTok.
TikTok, sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so we can watch it there, and it will be live on GHOne as well.
Yes.
Well, this is our official church as a station, by the way, so it certainly will be live here. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you.
Before you go, any final words? Tell the people why they need to come for this breakfast meeting.
Okay.
I'll give 30 seconds each.
All right. So, from what we have seen over the years, whenever we have this supernatural breakfast meeting, something unprecedented happens. And you may be the next person to experience that miracle. So we want to encourage you. Make sure nothing stops you from appearing there, and your life will never be the same. Thank you.
Okay,
well, I would say that the most saddest thing in life is not actually knowing where you are going in life, especially if you put plans and everything and still you don't see what you have to see. You'd have to come. I didn't believe in this miracle stuff until I experienced it myself. So if you want to see God working or, resetting things for you in life, you should come, because it is only a blessing that cancels curses. And so you should come and then let God help you. That's
All right. Thank you so much for coming on the show. Pastor Prince Champong. He's a pastor at Holy Hill Chapel Assemblies of God. and Pastor Alex Owusu-Asamoah is also a pastor at the Holy Hill Chapel Assemblies of God. See you all tomorrow. I'll come and eat some of the food. Thank you so much. Stay with me. There's more after this.
Hello, Ghana and the whole world, get ready for 15 years of higher life breakfast meeting, and now onto the 16th year. It's a season for supernatural encounters. Last year, God moved mightily. This year, God will move deeper in miracles, signs, wonders, healings, academic miracles. Join us on Saturday, 18th of October, exactly 7 a.m. prompt inside the Grand Arena. My name is Reverend Kojo Bempa, and I specially invite you to this year's supernatural breakfast meal. Empty the street, come with friends, the sick, the afflicted, and especially this year I want to invite all the students, everyone that is a student. God has put a special anointing of academic miracle upon my life. We are going through financial trauma, business bankruptcy, anyone believing God for any kind of breakthrough, God is going to cause a shift in your destiny. This year is the season where prayers will birth miracles. See you there, and Jesus is Lord.
sika yenya efi nsuo no ho yetimi etu nsuo miensa e de aka go face for mo de for na mo de mayen.
Beyond providing infrastructure, the foundation empowered the community to take ownership of their own future. A water sanitation community, WHOne, was formed in collaboration with the Takwa Itswaem Municipal Assembly to manage the water systems. Their forward-thinking approach has been a case study for success, creating a sustainable revenue stream.
I and my community, especially the assembly member and the committee members, realized that you cannot be going to Gophos to ask for money. So we sold the water. Formerly, we were having pipe stand in the communities. So you go there, you buy, whilst we have an attendant over there, at the end of the month, the little that we get out of it, we pay that person. So in a way, we employ people. Then we realize that the more the water go out, that is where we can also get money. So we decided to extend the water to individual houses, those who are interested. So at the end of the month, after reading the meter, we give them bill. We created an office here. Come there, you pay after we've given you your bill.
This project has had a profound impact. It provides water to about 11,000 residents and supplies free water to the 3 basic schools, eliminating a significant barrier to education.
God's person, you try quite chica cancer and ensue. I say, I'm a crummy bensu no until I might make quiet here. I won't soon know.
We only had clean water here through Gophos, Ghana Limited.
Science community, about 11,000 population. Ye issue. Ye ma ebi students are on more school. I say, Obia, Suni be, I abua my education. A crosswalk.
This project exemplifies how strategic infrastructure development combined with community empowerment can transform a community and create a sustainable, healthier future.
It is really a great privilege for the school to have access to free, reliable and then portable water, because this has contributed a lot in the school's activity. Previously, we had a challenge of the learners coming to school late because of not having access to water to do their daily domestic activities. But since the introduction of the water in the new Atwabo community, students are always getting access to water in running their daily activities and then coming to school early. We also had in the school a challenge whereby students have to carry buckets crossing streets to fetch water to help the school undergo hygiene and then sanitation activities. But with the introduction of the water in the school, we have overcome this challenge. And so water is available in the school for us to be able to carry out sanitation and then hygiene activities.
Sawan fansu namba ye kwa fa bucket ni ya ko chinchina ko pensu ebu onsu mpo aye nya baby crampo aye sanso benya nsu ni be free they have a school.
The success of this partnership is undeniable. The WHOne community has been able to construct 3 more boreholes on their own, a testament to their dedication and success.
Gophos Foundation ede insoni share nsano ade ba kwa yaye ene se ye wo eku a ye friend wasan committee a sai eku no na nso semni na ehye omonsa ha anti day in and day out no omo na omo hwe se nso no omo hwe na omo hwe ni ye se na be ya dachi omo banso no menye bi no so omo enya ho faso.
There are certain airborne disease that comes out of water. People are no more complaining. Workers, when they close from work, they get enough water in their houses. Those going to farm, when they come from farm, they get enough water in their houses. So we cannot say that once water is life and they are getting water, then it has impacted massively in their lives.
Nedin kind of you better go for his first degree. Ewo ni omo ye man ewo yensu sem. Omo man training ewo kwana ye be fa so am manage yensu. Ye manage yensu ni do bebre no. Ye nya sika. Sa sika no yakopon do yensu de 2 nyensa account ma na 7. Nti no vice de be ma other communities and say go first and I say different company be crampo etu so more or say omo etimi e manage nsuo ni yi say na be ya omo kon rely our company ni so na omo etimi manage omo nsuo because of say yetimi atchoke so many success factors crampo no omo betimi ko rely our enso na yeso training and I say mboa go first for the boy yen yeso etimi e dey aboa omo
I manage the community na awona wa boa mansu wa bie nyansu wodi aba efise se wan fensu namba enka school yijume di bebrere nkodo ye da wana asepa.
I will appreciate the Go First Foundation. They have really been doing a lot, but I think that the introduction of water in the community has done a lot, since we all know that water is life. Without it, there is nothing that we can do. So we will say thank you very much to Go First Ghana Foundation for making it possible for the community to have access to the water and even extending it to the school. And to the community, I will say that we should all learn to take advantage of this facility and then make sure that we maintain it so that we do not give much problem to the donors or the Go First Foundation. If they should come again, then it should be something different that they are bringing. And so the culture of maintenance is very, very important for the community members.
New Atiabo is rewriting the script of corporate social responsibility. The community is not just receiving benefits from Goldfields, but is turning its relationship with the company into a meaningful partnership. Through its own efforts, the community is able to provide adequate water for itself without depending on the state or on Goldfields Ghana.
Goldfields Fabua was one of the Sunni Bay and yes, you are to me as Soma. Yadia, Puntujuma Bibi, Seneca say Sunni Boa, or Monshaso. Nas's cabin on Belly, your Muntu Fantu to Sunni cannot project near the any baby.
In Sunni dear, Yamisianka, a poor community in Papa. Community near one. We have miners. Baby now, Muku Juma, bear 4 o'clock, sometimes 5. But because the water system has improved in the community, sad time no crano, almost sorry, they get access to water, which means a boama omujuma semo amoye no code in Nimbebre because a bear say wako battles. Na ukako se nsu na nsu ye de in emba
Yamaka che wasanfo nse adwuma na omo ye no omo nkoso anye because omo ye adwumaden pa anti omo nkoso omo mfa omo nsem na omo nya ne di nyame so be shiro omo.
We say my thank you to Go First Ghana Limited. We are most grateful. Among the 12-13 communities that are benefiting from Go First, get a tide road, it will be Go First. School, anything that we can boast of in the community is provided by Go First. That's why we normally say Go First, Go First. We can't rely on any government, either present or past, to provide us anything. So it is a rare, it is a fact, and I cannot deny it. So that credit must be given to them. We can't lie.
Goldfields Ghana Foundation, creating vast opportunities, building futures, one innovation at a time.
And joining me in the studio is Prophetess Linda. She's the founder of Glorious Ambassadors of Christ International Ministry. Good morning.
Good morning, my dear.
I hope you're well.
I'm blessed. How are you too?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
Good.
So please tell us more about the Blazing Women Conference. Is this the first?
No, this is the 4th edition. Okay. Yes, so it started to 2021. Yes, Blazing Women Conference is a conference that is raising women as champions in this end time. So I'm the founder, and it is starting and beginning from 19th to 26th of this month. And we are here with a lot of great women of God that are highly anointed, and they are in for the purpose just to, heal women from their emotional torture. A lot is going on when it comes to women, but, God just placed in my heart to raise the women that are down, women that are suffering, torturing, most especially maritally. There's a lot that a lot of women are going through. And Blazing Women Conference is here to cause women to flee and to also build altars for themselves and to know God for themselves. So this is the reason.
What's the theme for this year?
The theme is a praying woman and her altar.
Who is a praying woman?
A praying woman is a wise woman. A praying woman is a woman that knows his God. Is a woman that doesn't fight her battles on herself. A lot of people fight physical battles, but the praying woman knows how to go to God in the secrecy. And as Psalm 91 said, he that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadows of the Almighty. So a praying woman and her altar, is a covenant with that woman who knows how to go to her altar. And according to Hebrews 11, chapter 12, verse number 2, says that our God is the author and the perfecter of our faith. So a praying woman is a woman of faith, who always go to God for solution, doesn't go to men for solution. So this is the theme for the year.
Great. What are some of the testimonies that you have had from people who have participated in the Blazing Women Conference?
Yes, thank you. I am the first testimony.
Right.
Yes, because
I love that.
I've been through a lot. I was barren for 10 years. Yes, I can share it with you and the people. I was 10 years barren, and the Lord visited me. And as a woman also, as I was growing up, I saw that I was coming from a humble home where there's no help. But, when I sought the Lord, he became my helper. And, through this ministry thing, there's a lot of challenge that I've been through. Having faith in God, praying, and then sorting the face of God for a change, a turnaround. It wasn't an easy task. Yes, I've built 4 auditoriums for God. Wow. And this 4 auditorium, it was recited at Pillar 2, Domi Pillar 2, yes, where Maker's house, just close to the place. And the atomic energy said we have encroached on their land. So they demolished everything. Yes, we had 21 days fasting and prayer. And the last day was all night Friday, and I went to my house at the Sahara Dansoman, and I heard, the news that there was a demolition. And they said, no, we have encroached on their land. So later they came to us and said, no, hospitals, mosque, and church are not meant for demolition. So we can do another one. So I was encouraging the Lord. We built another church structure. And they came and said, they told us to just mount on just a normal structure. And so they demolished the second time. And the third time, somebody offered us a place and said, woman, I can see that you have the enthusiasm, the zeal to do something for the Lord. So for you not to mess yourself up and you want to do something, build something in the Lord and then, leave a legacy, I will help you. So the person offered us a third place, at the same Pillar 2, around the site, and we built another one. And Sunday, we went to church. We saw that the place was folded down again. You know, so another fourth one at the North Legon, you know, the fourth one was also gone. And that very fourth one, God visited me and I got pregnant. Yes, so in my pregnancy, I had 3 weeks to decide, you know, for a surgical operation because the doctors wanted to play safe. And the 3 weeks, the day I went, Tuesday, we went for service, and the man brought a notice that they are selling the place for $10,000. Even as a pregnant woman due for 3 weeks, you know, to deliver, I hadn't even bought a call sheet, talk less of getting a $10,000. So the place was also folded down. And as I'm talking, our 5th place is in Kwabenya. The Lord gave it to us as a gift, and now we are doing so well. So I would say I am the first testimony, and this are some of the reasons why I am here to encourage women, because a lot of men comes and they are marveled that how did you make it? And I say it is the Lord who has shown me mercy. So apart from that, women that were barren, you know, a lot of them have a lot of testimony. So barren women had conceived, women that need marriage, and, you know, sometimes our backgrounds has a lot, you know, so they comes, and by the grace of God, through our teachings and then prayers and encouragement, the Lord visits them. And then also more and more, we have a lot of testimonies. So this season is going to be another fire. Yes.
Wow. And when is this happening?
It's happening just this Sunday.
From Sunday?
Yes, 19th to 26th of October. The Sunday is in the morning sections, and then from the Monday to Friday are evening sections.
Okay.
Yes.
And where is it happening?
At Kwabenya Taxi Station, off ACP Road, 50 meters from the Kwabenya Taxi Station. On your left, we have billboards and everything over there.
Are you expecting any special guests?
Yes, please. Special guests are Mama Vida, Prophetess Vida Osei Mensah, and also Prophetess Keita Sante from Kumasi, and also Apostle Benny Sajiman Prempe, the spiritual IGP is coming, and myself, the Eagle Prophetess. Yes.
I see.
Yeah.
I wish you the very best for the Blazing Women's Conference.
Yes, my dear.
Before we go, you have any final words you want to share with the viewers?
I want to encourage all women out there that it is not over yet until you say it's over. The Bible says that, you know, God that we serve is able to honor us with everything that we desire. You are a woman, but you are 1,000. You can change your world. You can change all situations. And I encourage you to be like the Esther of our time, the Deborah of our time. Fear not, for God is with you and is in here to comfort your life. The Lord bless you.
Thank you so much, Prophetess
You're welcome.
Linda. She's a founder of the Glorious Ambassadors of Christ International Ministry, and she's inviting all of you to the Blazing Women Conference 2025, which starts this Sunday. Yeah. Thank you once again. Before we go, let me do a few birthday wishes.
Oh, thank you.
Prosperity and abundance blessings of the Lord. Happy birthday, most beautiful, from Kofi Kwache to Esther. And we couldn't celebrate you. Anyone celebrating their birthday, a happy birthday to them. We hope that you have an amazing day. Thank you so much for watching the show. I'll see you next week, God willing, Thursday, but I'll be back at 11:30 with the midday news. Have a good morning.